Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. Please subscribe and keep watching more details. Chicago Fire Season 13, Episode 16 Review, In the Rubble. Chicago Fire Season 13, Episode 16 In the Rubble does a pretty good job of examining grief, and the fine line between that and anger. It's much more effective than Too Close was, because it's not just about Pascal, but also about the people around him, people we already care about. The episode, however, still manages to be much more effective when it's dealing with the big picture than when it's just about Monica or about Dom Pascal. This is no knock on Dermot Mulroney, who delivers a devastating performance as a Dom Pascal who is never more relatable than as a man trapped in a grief he can blame on no one. It's just that the voiceover of Violet's letter to Carver grounds the episode in a way that the final shot of Monica Pascal's picture can't. It's what it is. At least we care about something. I am briefly reminded of our intro to Dom Pascal as we accompany him into grief, and as Firehouse 51 does what they always do, show up. In many ways, the episode develops the way I expected it to, and I admit I got a little emotional at the end when everyone showed up at the funeral, because as someone who has been on Pascal's side of grief way too many times before, I know what it means, and I know how hard it is to ask for it sometimes. But I also don't know that, storytelling-wise, I buy Pascal's turn into this person. What, Severide warned him off, and he just listened. He forgot all his issues with Damon and gave Severide what he wanted because what? He's a good person? Or did he just want Severide happy and occupied because Severide's the only person who realizes what he is capable of? Not to mention, we never even got the full story of what happened in Miami. What even brought Pascal to Chicago? And there's the fact that Herman passed that test, and if Pascal stays, well, it all feels like that storyline was for nothing. Just saying that they could be setting up quite an exit for Pascal to end the season, and Herman taking over just one season later than we expected. Chicago Fire Season 13, Episode 16 In the Rubble, was one of those episodes that had what we call a B plot with the letter, but that felt like it had everyone involved pretty much consistently, and was one of the better examples of what makes this show work. Procedurals in general are rarely as good as Chicago Fire is at juggling this large a cast and making it feel like they all matter, from the character who are clearing at the center of the storyline, like Stella and Severide, to ones that don't always get to be anything other than comedic support, like Cap or Tony. That's why the show is still going strong 13 seasons in, and that's why we will likely be here for Season 14 come fall. It's not one person or two. It's a team. And it works really, really well. In the Rubble delivers one of the most emotionally charged episodes of Chicago Fire Season 13, packing action, heartbreak, and a few moments of hope amidst the devastation. The episode centers around a massive building collapse that puts Firehouse 51 in a race against time to save survivors, while also grappling with personal stakes that hit too close to home. With high-intensity rescues, character-driven drama, and the signature blend of camaraderie and heroism that fans love, this episode stands out as a season highlight. A disaster unfolds. The episode wastes no time diving into the action, opening with Bowden receiving a distress call about a 5-story apartment complex that has collapsed in the middle of the night. The first responders arrive on the scene to find utter devastation, concrete slabs, exposed rebar, and the terrifying sound of muffled screams from beneath the debris. Severide, ever the fearless leader, takes point in navigating the unstable wreckage, while Kid quickly organizes the team, directing them to clear pathways and assess the safest entry points. Cruz and Cap take on a harrowing confined space rescue, leading to some truly heart-stopping moments as they attempt to reach a young girl pinned under fallen beams. The cinematography in these moments enhances the claustrophobic tension, making it feel as though the audience is right there in the wreckage with them. Meanwhile, Gallo and Violet work to administer medical aid to those who have been pulled out, with Violet struggling to keep a critically injured mother stable as paramedics rush her to med. The show's ability to balance intense action sequences with deeply human moments is on full display here, highlighting the resilience of these firefighters in the face of overwhelming tragedy. Severide and Kid, tested by fire. Severide and Kid have had their share of challenges this season, but In the Rubble puts their partnership, both professional and personal, to the test. When Kid finds herself trapped beneath a collapsed stairwell after an aftershock rattles the structure, Severide's desperation to save her is palpable. The moment where he refuses to leave her side, despite Bowden ordering him to clear out, speaks volumes about his unwavering loyalty and love for her. The scene also serves as a showcase for Stella Kid's determination and grit. Rather than waiting for rescue, she directs Severide and the others on how to stabilize the debris just enough for her to squeeze through. Their eventual escape is nothing short of exhilarating, proving once again why they are one of the strongest couples in the One Chicago universe. Cruz's heroic sacrifice. Cruz is no stranger to high-risk situations, but his heroics in this episode cement his reputation as one of the bravest in the house. When a gas leak threatens to ignite a fire deep within the rubble, Cruz makes the call to enter the unstable zone to shut off the main valve. The tension is unbearable as he maneuvers through the wreckage, knowing that a single spark could mean disaster. His daring move is ultimately successful, but not without consequence. Just as he shuts off the valve, a secondary collapse occurs and Cruz is buried beneath fallen debris. The episode masterfully cuts between his perspective, the sounds of muffled shouts, and the frantic efforts of his fellow firefighters to reach him. His fate is left uncertain as the screen fades to black, leaving fans in agonizing suspense. Mouch and Herman, holding the fort. While the younger members of the team are in the thick of the action, Mouch and Herman take on a crucial role in coordinating efforts and keeping morale high at the command post. Their experience shines as they provide guidance and make tough calls, reminding viewers why they are the backbone of Firehouse 51. A particularly touching moment comes when Herman reassures a distraught father that his son, still trapped in the rubble, won't be left behind. This subplot adds depth to the episode, showcasing that heroism isn't just about physical bravery, it's also about emotional strength and leadership in times of crisis. Violet's emotional toll. Amidst the chaos, Violet finds herself emotionally overwhelmed when one of her patients, a young mother she fought to save, succumbs to her injuries. The scene where she quietly steps away, her composure cracking as she takes a moment to grieve, is heart-wrenching. The show does a remarkable job of portraying the emotional toll these life-and-death situations take on first responders, grounding the episode in realism. Gallo tries to console her, but Violet brushes him off, insisting she needs to focus on the others who still need her help. It's a raw and powerful moment that adds another layer to her character's arc this season. Final moments and cliffhanger. As the dust settles, the episode closes with multiple threads left dangling. Kid and Severide share a quiet moment of relief, but Kid's bruises and exhaustion hint that she may have deeper injuries than she's letting on. Bowden surveys the aftermath, his expression heavy with the weight of the lives lost and those still unaccounted for. But it's the fate of Cruz that delivers the biggest gut punch. As the firefighters dig frantically through the rubble, they uncover his helmet, crushed beneath a concrete slab. The episode ends on this devastating cliffhanger, leaving viewers desperate for answers. Final thoughts. In the Rubble is Chicago Fire at its best, intense, emotional, and deeply human. The performances, especially from Taylor Kinney, Severide, Miranda Ray Mayo, Kid, and Joe Manoso, Cruz, are top-notch, bringing the harrowing stakes to life. The cinematography and direction make the disaster feel real, immersing viewers in the urgency and peril of the situation. With Cruz's fate hanging in the balance and the emotional scars of this disaster sure to linger, Chicago Fire Season 13 continues to prove why it remains one of television's most compelling dramas. This episode was a masterclass in tension and character-driven storytelling, setting up what promises to be an unforgettable next chapter.